Today we're going to be lighting off every single firework that you see with a torch. So how's it going, everyone? It's Cody B Pyrotechnics and welcome back to the channel. Now you may remember last year I did this massive show that we actually hand lit. As of right now, this is the only firework display I do every year that I still light with a torch. The reason for that is because the guys who book it for this event basically just want one big finale. Now I could use the Cobra firing system and you might be wondering why I'm choosing not to. So the reason I'm not using the Cobra for this show is because it rains here a lot. We're in South Dakota. It dumped so much rain here last night that we did not think we were going to be able to do the show, and we were right. It actually got postponed to today. So here's the problem. The ground is actually soaked. I know it looks like just nice green grass, but it's actually soaked. So I had to use this all-purpose wrap. You can get it from Menards. And then we laid it on top of the grass so that the bottoms of the fireworks don't get wet, because we know all too well what happens when they do. All right, so a couple of things. Obviously, this entire show is going to be hand fired, so that's why it's, you know, kind of like, what is that, a rectangle? If I was doing Cobra firing system, these would all be in pods, like up to 18 fireworks at a time, but right now they're not. And usually I do like a left, right, and middle position. This is all just one position, but we have an absolute ton of angled fireworks as well as fireworks that go straight up in the air. So let's just kind of walk the line and I'll give you an idea as to what's going on. So most of the stuff you're looking at over here is a part of the finale. So we got to go back that way to show you the opener and the body of the show. Also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a hoodie in the middle of summer, it's because I don't like bug spray, and this is the only way I can get the mosquitoes off me. So how many feet would you say this is in fireworks? If I had to guess?
60, 65.
You think 65 feet of fireworks?
Yep.
That's a lot of fireworks. And we do actually have some competition over there, but they are gonna get blown away. Trust me. So this right here is gonna be my opener. Now, when I'm hand firing everything, I'm gonna be holding the flashlight and the torch. And then I'm gonna have Cade holding like a timer off in the background so I can check the duration that we're at. But this is gonna be my opener right here. It's these 6 lunatic rockets. I'm just gonna be smacking all 6 of them. Open the show up with a bang. That's the merch. We'll get to that. All right, so just because we're at the front doesn't mean this is part of the opener. This whole show is gonna be chaos. It's one big finale. You guys that saw the show last year know exactly what I'm talking about. For the opener, we do have these 6 rockets here. Once I hit those, we're gonna come into this big Rockio compound cake. I really like using these things. I've been doing a lot of them on the channel lately. This one in particular is called the Tsunami. So if you guys are interested, this is I'm gonna call it a 4-1 compound cake. And the reason I say that is because there's 4 cakes inside, okay? But then you connect them all together and it makes it one big cake. So this is opener right after the rockets, and then we actually come down here. When I do firework displays hand fired, I like to space things out so I'm not right next to one that's going off. You wanna be as safe as possible when you're hand firing. So for example, if I was to just light this one here, the next firework in line would actually be somewhere over there. So I'm gonna light this, then walk around, and while this one's going off, it'll give me time to get over there. I'll light the next one, walk back around. I really should get one of them Fitbits because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be walking a couple miles tonight, back and forth. And as you guys can see, we do have a couple of big boys out here tonight. I mean, compound cakes aside, yes, we do have some insane pro level items, but also the plug brand stuff. All right, additionally, part of the opener, so once I hit that giant compound cake up there, Tsunami, I'm gonna be hitting a couple of these canister shells here. We got 8 of them in total, and I got them in groupings of 4. So there'd be 4 canister shells up in the air. And then we come into another Rockio brand compound cake. This is also Tsunami. So I'm gonna let that one ride for a little bit because these do have a good duration. But then I'm gonna be hitting the exact same cake right here. So that's my opener. Then we start the body of the show. Hope you could hear that. I'll explain the finale when we get back here, but yeah, this is pretty much all finale in this area. All right, for the body of the show, we just have an absolute ton of these Rockio brand compound cakes. Now, some of them are not as big as the Tsunami, so to say, or this Hyper Beast right here. Like, this is the largest compound cake I've ever seen. 180 shots. It looks like way more than that though. But that cake there, I mean, I'll just kind of crouch next to it. You can see the sheer size of this thing. So you kind of have to remember the chaos is natural. That's exactly what we want with this show. We want just chaos, a bunch of stuff going up in the sky at once. This show cannot go slow at any point. There's gonna be no dark sky. It's all gonna be fireworks 100% of the time. So again, compound cakes by Rockio. We've got some huge bore Sky Art cakes there by T-Sky. LOL, we've got some 3-inch no no-abs. I have these canister shell volleys in 4 like this. So we have a whole bunch of those to hit. When I'm doing that, to be safe about it, I'll probably start with this one and work my way back. But they're not all gonna go off at the same time, right? So I'm gonna like hit these, then walk over there and hit something else. All the while, there's cakes going off too. See how we have Max Load series? We have like the whole series out here by Rockio brand. Those are the gold cakes in the lineup. You can just see a whole ton of them over there. So we have the loadout. More no-abs, more giant 500 gram cakes. We've got some 1-4 Pro cakes right here that are angled. There's another Rockio brand one. This one here's a compound cake. I don't know why I took this out of the box, but you can see it connects right here. Now you want to make sure, if you do leave it in the box, something like this isn't happening. Now the reason that's so important is because this last shot right here has the potential to blow this quick match out of here. What'll happen then is however many you have connected after the first cake, none of those will work. So be extra careful with these, and especially if you take them out of the box, you can do something like that to really help mitigate that risk. Right here we have another Hyper Beast. I was gonna try to open with this, but now I'm starting to think I'm not gonna because I have the 2 Tsunamis instead. So this will just be going off somewhere in the show. We've got more Pro Line cakes. These ones though are actually by Chili Fireworks. That's Black Scorpion brand. And let me tell you, they're super heavy. More T-Sky, more Miracle, Sky Art, lots of that one. That's a great cake. We got LOL, Black Scorpion. More 3-inch no-abs here, and some straight as well as some angled Pro cakes up front here, also by Chili Fireworks. Now let's do this side. All right, so over on this side, we've got some more of the Max Load by Rockio brand, more Pro cakes. We've got Let's Paint the Town Red there by Happy Family. That's a good one. Actually got a whole bunch of those. Okay, moving on, a whole bunch of the Max Load here by Rockio. Like I said, I wasn't kidding when I say we have like the whole line. More canister shells. This kind of coincides with the ones over there. So again, like, just to give you an example, I'll be hitting, you know, this fuse here, maybe hitting one of these little canister shell clusters and then running around to the other side and hitting a no-ab, as well as some more cans over there. It's just gonna be back and forth the whole time. I wanna make this very clear. The only part of this entire display that is somewhat coordinated or scripted, at least in my head, is the opener and the finale. Everything else is just filler fireworks, just crazy stuff happening. I'll try to switch it up a little bit as I go. So for example, you'll notice there's a lot of Max Load number 2, right? So I'll be hitting one of these and then I'll go over there and try to hit something else. We're not gonna try to double anything up. We really want to appreciate the effects even though there's still gonna be a lot of chaos. We got 1,000 horsepower and the Devilfish 98 shot big cake. Happy Family, Let's Paint the Town Red. This one here I'm super excited for because it has those wandering stars. This is another Rockio brand. Max Load number 1, so the effects there look like that. More Rockio Pro compound cakes. Look at this thing here, this is insane. So this is like every Pro Line cake that Black Scorpion brand makes. We got them all lined up right there, and I mean, look at these bore sizes in the sunlight. I don't know if you can see that, but these things are no joke, so we got a ton of those. Bounty Hunter, again, more filler stuff. Some Pro angled cakes. Love the label design on that one. And then lastly, we have Finest by Rockio, 1,000 horsepower again, more filler stuff. Max Load number 4 down here, Max Load number 6 and 4 over there. And yeah, now we'll show you the finale. So what I had in mind for the finale is it's gonna go something like this. We're gonna hit this Devilfish here. It's a 1-1 cake. Large bore, should be insane, 98 shots. With that one, we're also gonna be hitting the Hyper Beast by Raccoon, one of the best compound cakes they make and also one of the largest. So while those are going off, I'm gonna kind of wait for it. It's gonna be insane. That alone could be the finale. So we're gonna let that ride for a little bit. After that's over with, I come over here. So I'm gonna be up here. I'm wearing earplugs and eye protection. I even have a bulletproof vest I'm gonna wear underneath my sweatshirt. So I'm good, I'm totally fine. This is a rack of canister salute shells. We got 24 of them in total. And these ones I haven't tried before. They are 7 inches in length. So look at the size of that freaking can. Night snow, gotta love it. Again, I'll still be up here, so I'll be standing like right here watching that. And as that's going off, I'm gonna wait for it to get about right here. And once I see that happen, I'm gonna come over here to the last thing, which is gonna be 12 canister salute shells all at once. These ones here are a little bit juiced up. I'd love to show you the label on those, but these are gonna be even louder than those, I can guarantee you. So yeah, that's my show. Like I said, it is gonna be very chaotic, but those of you who watched the show last year, you already know what to expect with this one. Now, with that said, it's after the 4th of July, and one thing I didn't show you in my 4th of July video was this new merch. We did show you the little firecracker dude, but what you haven't seen is the eagle guy. He's surfing on an American flag there, and there's fireworks going off in the back. The merch that I used to have is still on Teespring. You will still be able to purchase that, but a lot of people didn't like that my name was all over it, and I fully understand that. Nobody wants to wear a shirt that says Cody B Pyrotechnics on it. Maybe some of you do, I don't know. This is essentially a prototype, but not really, because it is kind of the final design. Like, this is the guy I wanted on here, that and the little firecracker dude. And we do have some more on the way. However, this one and the little firecracker dude are limited releases. Now, I know I talked about this in the 4th of July video, but I didn't really talk about the eagle design. These shirts will not be around forever. We do not plan on a full-time release for these, so get them while you can, because once they're gone, we're never doing this again. And that's kind of how I think we're gonna do merch going forward, is we'll do these limited releases. If you guys like them, let me know. Maybe we can do something where it's a permanent release in the future. If not, it's all good. If you guys don't want me selling merch, I won't. Just be honest, let me know in the comments what you think. Also, I got quite a few cameras recording the show. Because of the amount of chaos, I've got the GoPro 360 up there. That's the highest camera we have. I got this GoPro here shooting in ultra wide, so hopefully it'll capture, you know, most of the angled effects. The 360 is actually gonna capture everything, but just in case the audio is better on like this GoPro, so to say, we'll use the audio from this, but the footage for that. And then I got this thing basically shooting straight up in the air. This one does really well in low light situations. The GoPro does not. So we may end up incorporating some of the iPhone footage as well. The camera that we are currently rolling on, I don't think I'm gonna use, so we just better fingers crossed and hope. I mean, the 360, no matter what, that's gonna capture everything. I don't know what to expect, but I won't be able to be up there and focused on lighting the fireworks if I'm also trying to film them. And this one requires my 100% focus. So I can't be doing anything else but listening, watching the fireworks, lighting them in synchronization, and hopefully getting everything right. I don't think I'll be able to get back to you guys. As you know, this gets pretty chaotic real quick. So the next thing you see will probably be fireworks going off. I hope you guys enjoy my show, and I'll see you at the end. Well, I sure hope you guys enjoyed my second firework display from the 4th of July season. Don't forget to check out the Eagle Dude merch. I will see you next time.